Alright everybody, welcome back to another turn of Operation Matterhorn. This is going to be turn 3 for the British Commonwealth and France, July of 1937. Let's just jump straight into it with the tech rolls. We'll be rolling for improved construction and radar for the British, both hitting on a 7 or higher. 7 on improved construction, that's a hit, but a miss of 3 on radar. For the purchases, we have 12, 5, and 3 to spend. We're going to be spending 11, 5, and 3. We've got 1 AAA, 2 supplies for militia upgrade, and 1 infantry for the British. 1 infantry, 1 militia for FEC, and just 1 infantry for Anzac. For combat movements, we do have a fair few. We have a lot of units passing around the Mediterranean and around some Japanese units. The 4th Fleet from M8 is going to be coming into M4. They're going to be joined by battle cruiser in Gibraltar coming out of port into M2, and also the submarine from A44 moving 1, 2, or just 1 for the battle cruiser. And at which time the Italians are free to declare war on the units entering, but I think it's safe to assume that they don't wish to do that. So the submarine is going to continue to M8, where it has to stop. 1, 2, 3. The battlecruiser is going to continue on in a moment. The rest of the 4th Fleet is going to be going into M2. And going to go into A44 as well, which means the Germans can declare war too. We've got a naval transport from A21 picking up 2 infantry from southern England, moving down into A28 alongside the 1st Fleet, and then down to Gibraltar, where the 4th Fleet protects them. The infantry are going in Gibraltar. The rest of the 1st Fleet is returning to A21. We've got 2 militia in that's... Make sure I'm done with the combat movements. No, there's another combat movement here. From South Africa, we've got an infantry boarding the naval transport and an infantry from Cape Town. And they are going to move 1, 2. They're going to move into I4 alongside the battle cruiser. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a light cruiser and a destroyer. Oh, I messed up some lines. It's okay. At which time the Japanese can declare war, which I think it's safe to assume they do not wish to do. So the naval transport will continue on to I5. The light cruiser and destroyer are going to go with it. The battle cruiser is going to go on raider status in I4. These units are all going to hang out in I5, but the 2 infantry are going to disembark into Lower Egypt. And then we have a naval transport from I4. That's non-combat, but I think... technically 1 more combat movement. These 2 ships, destroyer and light cruiser, moving 1, 2, 3, 4, and the Japanese can declare war once more. And with that, I do believe that's all of our combat movements done for GB. So let's go ahead and get into the non-combat movements. We've got a naval transport from Aden coming down into South Africa and going in port there. We've got an artillery and an infantry in New South Wales. Oh no, I've made an error. I can't naval transport them if they're not from the port. So they needed to rail over last turn. That was entirely achievable. Oh well. For this turn, what we'll do is... I guess we'll keep these ships back. And all of these units are going to march into South Australia, so they can strategic naval move next turn. That's a bummer. We've got an infantry from New South Wales that's going to, or marching to New South Wales from Sydney as well. Got a coastal sub moving into I-13 from I-12. We have no more movements here, it seems. From Ottawa, we've got an air transport picking up an infantry, flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dropping the infantry off in Gibraltar. And then a few in England, 2 militia and an infantry from northern England to southern England. And that's all. With that, we can place our buys and collect our income. Infantry in Sydney. Infantry and militia in Calcutta. AAA in Cape Town. These are going to be upgrades in South Africa and in British Somaliland. And then the infantry in northern England. Collect, I think it's the same, 12, 5, 3. And with that, we can move back over to the French. Start with the tick roll. We'll be rolling for radar, hitting on a 7 or higher. That's a miss. We've got 7 IPP to spend, and we're going to spend it all on 2 militia and an infantry. For combat movements, the entire naval stack here is moving into M4, joined by naval transport carrying 2 infantry from Syria. And then that entire group is going to continue back into M2 if allowed. There's some amount of reasonability to declaring war with the Italians there, but I think it's just not happening. I don't think they're planning that. And then those 2 infantry are going to disembark into Algeria. We've got a submarine in M8 moving 1, 2, 3 into I7. 2 submarines in I7 moving 1, 2 into P50. And another from I12 moving to P50. With that, I think we're done. We're gonna do no movements in France itself. So we can go ahead and place our buys and collect our income. Infantry, of course, in Paris. Militia in Aquitaine. And in Alsace. And then we'll collect, I believe it should be the same again, 7. I think we've got everything done there, so we'll leave things there, pass things back over to the veteran for Italy, and say best of luck on your next rolls.